Life on Mars. I'll talk about sentient life on Mars on another video, but for now, life on Mars, yes, there is. We know that because NASA's actually admitted that in 1996, Earth received a meteorite that came apparently from Mars, and it has microscopic life on that meteorite. Now, there's also methane on Mars, which is caused by biological things decomposing, basically. So we've got to ask ourselves, does NASA lie to us? Well, this original picture here was one of the first pictures of Mars, and it has a blue sky, and that's what it would look like. However, a lot of people said, but you said, NASA, that the planet's red and therefore it should have a red tinge. Yeah, next thing you know is they reproduce the same image, but they put a colour filter over it, and they say, oh, sorry, it was our fault, we cocked up, it should really be red. So just before I carry on with Mars, I just thought I'd let you guys know that over on the YouTube channel, which you guys had asked me to set up, I've now done a live chat, and it's on there, and I will be doing more live chats. So that's the first one there. So if you go and search Our True History Parts, if you just add the word parts, you'll find it for sure. Our True History Parts, you can watch the first live. Now, I should be doing these roughly every Monday around noon. So if you're around on TikTok, come in and say hi, and then I'll be uploading them to the YouTube channel, so you'll not be able to miss them. So feel free to come and ask questions. Okay, so face on Mars. I personally don't believe it's a real face. I think it would be very egotistical of a race to actually leave a face pointing upwards. It wouldn't have benefited Earth because we wouldn't have had the technology to even see it, let alone understand what it meant back then, because we probably had dinosaurs here. So I know there's people out there that say it's definitely genuine and everything else, but I just can't get behind that one, I'm afraid. But we do know NASA lies. I mentioned in the previous video about the sky, and then they realised that they should really pretend it's red because they don't want people to know you can actually breathe on Mars, which I'll go into later on when I catch up to modern times. So if they've lied about the atmosphere on Mars, then do they lie about such things as these are objects that people have found on the NASA photographs that get sent back, all sorts of weird objects. Now, I will do another video about how they use a place on Earth as a stand-in for Mars, and then they pretend that the photographs from that place on Earth is really Mars. So I'll cover that in the next one. But there's a hell of a lot. If you just type in strange artifacts on Mars, you'll see loads. You'll even see the subterranean levels or tubes, which I'm just trying to find now, but I will cover that when I get up to modern day, because that is something that's more modern day. So there is really fascinating. There's videos out there, people's done it already, different types of videos. It's quite compelling to think that there is these objects there. I totally believe that there is objects there, because I totally believe there's life on Mars at the moment, which I'll go into on another video. So just remember, NASA, the old saying, never a straight answer. So I'll let you guys decide. Thanks. Hopefully see you on YouTube, if not on the live TikToks. NASA actually, I think, owns an island. If you can remember the name of it, please tell me. I've been searching for the last hour. I can't remember the name of it. And that's where they do their testing. It's a no-fly zone. No one's allowed near it. Now, I think a lot of their pictures that they pretend is from Mars is actually really from this island. And the reason why I say that is, for example, this here is one of the pictures they say was on Mars. And look, it's a rat of some description. And there's so many more. There's bones on there on this particular pictures that they were showing at that same time. And there's also a plank of wood, which, if it was an island, could have been washed up some time back. So I'm just saying that some of these rovers might not actually be on Earth. So just bear that in mind. The next video I'm going to talk about is the life that was on proper Mars and why it was wiped out. There was life on Mars. There was water, atmosphere, green grass, nice place to be. They were more advanced than us, even as we are now. So it's possible they could have come here, but I'll talk about that later on. Now, there was a nuclear explosion which wiped out their atmosphere. There's so many evidence now that suggests that, so it's a pretty common theme now. Here I'm just using this one as an example, showing about the isotopes and the radiation. But why was there an explosion, or more than one? Well, there's three trains of thought on this from different people that apparently in the know. One is there was 2 races on the planet, and a third came along and had a fight with them and blew them up. Second one is the 2 races fought each other and blew themselves up, and the third one is one of the races accidentally set off a nuclear bomb and killed themselves. I'm not sure which one it is. I do know that there was a nuclear explosion. I believe that. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about Jesus. So you know my thoughts on God, the white-bearded person, e.g. Anunnaki, all makes sense so far if you've watched all the videos up to now, because they were white-bearded people. And we called them the Elohim, which means God, or we call it God. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. So where does Jesus fit into it? Well, Jeffrey Doherty is a Christian, or was a Christian. I'm not quite sure how he sets himself up now, but he's redone a retranslation original from the actual original writings, as opposed to the Bibles. Now, we all know the Bibles have been changed. So he's gone back to the original text to see how it actually really translates. So let me read out some passages to you. So the English Standard Version of the Bible. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child from Holy Spirit. There's another version that you may see in a different Bible. When as his mother Mary was exposed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit. And then there's different, they're all different ones. But let's just go on to actually now what he translated that as. You will be taken hold of or ceased in your womb. You shall be overtaken, and the power, might, and strength of the Lord will envelop you. Okay, so that is way different from what the Bibles say. So let's just break this down for a second. You'll be taken hold of or ceased in your womb. Okay, that's definitely a forced issue there. So anyone that knows about alien abductions at the moment know that that's pretty similar. Now, bear in mind, Jesus supposedly had a glowing skin, same as Noah. And then it wrote, you shall be overtaken. So, you know, anyone that knows about how the aliens beam up people, with the power and might and strength of the Lord will envelop you. So anyone that knows about how people get beamed up into an alien craft, that's exactly what happens. So they're enveloped in this light. He goes on and explains a lot more, but I'm just trying to prove a point that the actual proper translations are not really nothing really what we read in the Bible. So well worth looking him up and doing your own research. Fascinating.